It's easier than ever to make your dreams come true. Get over that fear of doing things alone, and someone is worried about my weight.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit Hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning. Here it is, Thursday already. It is Thursday, right? I think so. Okay. My mind is a little boggled today. I've had no coffee, and I will tell you why in just a moment. It is Thursday. Thank goodness. November 14th, 2019, day 63 of Gotta Get on Ellen. I'm going to try and keep the energy level up, people. But here's the deal. I have had no coffee this morning. I am not allowed to have any coffee nor anything to eat because I have to get some blood work done. I had to go to the doctor's yesterday, and there's nothing wrong. We're just going to find out if everything is okay. I have not had any blood work done from this particular doctor. Now, I did go through some surgery and stuff last year, so I had a lot of blood work done the year before, but not through his office, so he has not seen any of the results. So he wanted me to come back today and get some blood drawn. I'm in favor of it. I'm good. I would like to see if everything's normal and everything is the way that it should be. However, they don't open until 8:30. So you know what I did? I slept until 6. I slept until 6 o'clock. That's right. I don't remember the last time I slept till 6 o'clock. I thought for sure I would wake up before the alarm went off. And I did it. My alarm went off at 6, and I was like, whoa, it's 6. Only 2.5 more hours till I can have coffee. I can think you can even hear it in my voice. I'm a little more tired than usual because, 1, no coffee. 2, I got up just 50 minutes ago. So, yeah, I'm sounding a little hoarse and a little still asleep. But y'all know why now. So, I also got a little bit of a lecture from the doctor on my weight. And he started it off by saying, let's talk about your weight. Okay, this is my favorite topic. Let's talk about my weight. It's like, well, when you first came in, you weighed this much, and then you lost a bunch of weight, and then last time you were in, you kind of put that weight back on, and now you're a little bit higher than that. Look, I'm about 20 pounds over my wedding weight, which was 8 years ago. Okay, maybe 25. All right, fine, 30. I am 30 pounds heavier than I was 8 years ago when I got married. But I still don't think I'm fat. Like, I was super skinny when I got married. I was wearing a size 4. I mean, a 4. So I was really, really thin. I have no delusions of ever getting back to that weight. But the weight I'm trying to get down to is maybe 10 or 12 pounds more than I am right now. Have you noticed how that has gone up as the summer went on? I only wanted to lose like 3 pounds. Then I only went to lose like 5 pounds. I only went to lose like 8 pounds. Now I'm up to 12. Do you know why? Because I am one of the wonderful people who goes on a diet and puts on weight. Not good with diets. I used to be. It's harder now when you're older. It's harder. So much harder. So, I don't know. I still don't think that I look fat. Am I delusional? Do I look in the mirror and just don't see what's really there? I've seen pictures of myself, like, standing up. And, there's a couple of pictures where I'm sitting down, and I'm like, I don't like that little tire around my stomach. That is my stomach. But when I'm standing up, I feel like I'm okay. I'm certainly not as thin as I used to be. And he didn't call me fat. Don't get me wrong. He never used the word fat. He said, let's try and make sure that we don't put any more weight on. I think doctors just like to lecture on weight. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's just what I'm telling myself. I am trying to get my weight down, and maybe this is the little, confidence booster that I needed to get back on the right track. So we'll see. We'll see. And then, of course, he's going to punish me today by making me not eat or drink coffee until 8:30 in the morning, or however long it takes for me to get my blood drawn. I was in yesterday, and they have a sign-in sheet for the doctors and a sign-in sheet for the lab, and I think I only saw 2 or 3 people on that sign-in sheet, so it shouldn't be too terrible. I told him, I said, as long as I can get it done here, don't send me to LabCorp. Oh, my gosh, that place is a nightmare. It's a literal nightmare. So I'm going back to my little doctor on my big island, and I get to drive across the bridge. I was thinking of that as I was driving across the bridge yesterday. Now, I live right before the bridge to Long Beach Island. And, it takes me virtually 5 minutes to get on the island. Probably not even. And I love driving over that bridge. There's just something about seeing that vast expanse of water that just lights me up. And I thought to myself, why do I need a reason to come over here? I don't. I can come over here every single day if I choose to. And I should. I should start doing that. I should start going over to the island much, much more. Even if I just drive. Just drive over the bridge, make the U-turn, come back. Brings me joy. I got to talk myself into it. Seems kind of crazy, doesn't it? So that's the status with me. I've had no coffee, nothing to eat. I don't typically have something to eat by the time I'm recording my podcast anyway, which sometimes I have a banana. It depends, but most of the time I don't. I can deal with the no food. It's the no coffee. No coffee. Man, you never realize how much you depend on coffee till you can't have it. So I wanted to go over this article that I found that's a little lengthy, but oh so good. I was talking a little bit earlier this week about doing things by yourself and how I had gotten over that fear fairly early, well, when I was about 30. And I found an article that is titled, Don't Be Afraid to Do Things Alone. And it's about a solo adventurer, as she calls herself. She says, as I've gotten older, I've realized that doing things alone is wonderful. I mean, sure, sometimes it's fun to be around other people. However, so many underestimate how much we can enjoy certain activities without any company. Some people think of being alone and doing things alone as being something bad. It either means you're antisocial or you're a loser. And this social stigma is wrong. That is what stopped me for the longest time of doing things by myself because I was afraid of being a loser. She says, this mentality held me back on so many things. Now I'm at the point of my life that I will not let anyone or anything hold me back. I will do anything that my heart desires, even if it means I must do it alone. She said, once I changed my mentality and started to live my life as I please, I found this astounding feeling of freedom. Freedom of being me, freedom to do whatever the hell I want. And let me tell you, there is no better feeling than enjoying your own company. She says she's enjoyed some of the best experiences of her life in the past few years. She says, I've gone hiking, bike riding, skydiving, bungee jumping, taken trips alone, and have made unforgettable memories. She says the truth is not everyone will want to go where you want to go. So not everyone will have the same interests. Not everyone is willing to step out of their comfort zone. And don't let these people hold you back. Don't put your life on hold because others are not willing to do what you want to do. Don't be afraid to do things alone. So when you go out into the world by yourself, you don't have to compromise with anyone. So that's a good thing. You don't have to wait on anyone. You do things at your own pace and time. You can talk to strangers and meet new people. You can focus better without the distraction of social interaction. You can choose to stay out all night if you want to. You can visit your favorite restaurants and places. The list of things that you can do alone is endless. Some of the best experiences happen when you venture out into the world alone. This is what I was talking about earlier this week when I had, gone into New York and saw Live with Regis and Kelly. Yes, it was Regis and Kelly when I did it. It was a while ago. I've gone to numerous Broadway shows by myself. I went to Boston for a weekend by myself. These trips always stick out in my memory. Always. And was it scary? Yeah. Yeah, would I have rather had somebody go with me? Yeah. But it's so liberating and freeing to realize you don't need anyone but yourself. It's funny when she's talking about, you don't have to worry about anybody else. I've never liked to shop with other people. Have you ever shopped with someone who looks at every single thing on a rack? Like those round clearance racks where there's like 200 pieces of clothing. And I remember shopping with a friend of mine, and she literally just started and just scooched each article over, looking at every single. I cannot be bothered with that. Oh my gosh. I'm going to scan it, see anything that catches my eye. Granted, she might find a lot more stuff than I do, but I cannot be bothered to go through. After that, I was vowing to never shop with women again because I don't have the patience to wait for them to find what they're looking for. And I prefer to go shopping by myself. Do I miss that I don't have anybody to bounce anything off of? A little bit. Yeah. It would be great if I could come out of the dressing room and be like, hey, what do you think about this? And they're like, not that one. But, you take the bad with the good. So if you haven't tried doing anything by yourself, just try it. You're going to feel a little odd, awkward, maybe even a little bit like a loser at first. But who cares? We don't care what other people think. We do not care what other people think. I remember when I had my house in North Wildwood, I had gotten into kayaking when I had lived down here in Long Beach Island, or up here in Long Beach Island. And when I had moved away and I had gotten in on that group house with my girls in North Wildwood, I used to go down. I didn't have a kayak, so I used to go down to a place. I could walk to a place. It was about 2 blocks away where I could rent a kayak by the hour. And that's what I would do. And I remember I was walking away from the house one day, and a couple had come up to visit our friends at the house. And they'd been married since like right out of high school or college or whatever. So they'd been together for a really, really long time. And she's like, where are you going? I said, I'm gonna go kayak. And she goes, by yourself? Like, this is the kind of judgment we're exactly afraid of. But I actually felt more empowered in that moment because I was like, this is a woman who's never had to do anything by herself, probably because she got married right away. She's always had a life partner. She's had her kids, this, that, and the other thing. I was like, yeah, I do it all the time. And she just looked at me like astonished. I think that she was actually more impressed than she was at the fact that she thought I was a loser. So just get out there and do stuff. Don't be on anyone else's timeline. You do you. You do you. So today's topic, which I almost just skipped right over, I have this little app that I go to, and I used to go to it a lot for radio topics when I was still on the radio every day, and it's called Flipboard, and it just has all kinds of very interesting articles and surveys and stuff, and I was having a hard time coming up with a topic for yesterday afternoon, so I went on to Flipboard, and the first thing I saw was people are discussing the thing that got you the most in trouble when you were a kid. That coffee really helps clear out the throat, I think. So I asked you, what was the thing that got you in the most trouble with your parents? And Marianne says, fresh mouth. Yeah, I got a lot of my attitude. That was a big one. We've got to talk about your attitude. I heard that a lot. Diane says, I told everyone in my high school class to bring in alarm clocks and set them for 10 a.m. and put them in their lockers. When the alarms went off, the teachers went wild. The assistant principal asked whose idea it was. He called my parents, and I was suspended for 3 days. We still talk about it when I get together with my high school friends 55 years later. It sounds like it's from a movie. Denise says, back talk. Marcy says, my dad was pretty mad when I drove the car while it was overheating. I ended up cracking the block of the engine, I assume, and the car was trashed. Joe says, stealing money from my mom's purse and spending it all on candy at 7-Eleven. Oh, you